Hey there, friends, and welcome back to another 3-Minute Thoughts. My name is Derek, and in the next 3 minutes, we're going to jump back into 1 Samuel and tackle chapters 25, 26, and 27. In these chapters, we're going to see David navigating three pretty significant challenges: conflict, temptation, and survival. All right, let's jump into chapter 25. This is about Abigail's wisdom stopping a war. David is on the run, hiding in the wilderness, and he's been protecting the flocks of a rich man named Nabal. When David politely asks for some supplies, he's insulted pretty hard. David immediately gears up to wipe out Nabal's whole household in anger. Enter Abigail, Nabal's wise and courageous wife. She hears what happened, loads up supplies, and rushes to meet David before disaster strikes. When, with humility and grace, she reminds David of God's promises and pleads him not to take vengeance into his own hands. David will end up listening and praising God for her wisdom. Not long after, Nabal dies of what seems like a stroke, and David marries Abigail. Then in chapter 26, this is kind of another deja vu moment, doing it all over again with Saul. This chapter is going to feel like it's something on repeat, maybe something you feel like you've read before. Saul is chasing David yet again, and David sneaks into his camp while he sleeps. Sound familiar? Just like before, David's men urge him to kill Saul. And again, David refuses to harm God's anointed king. Instead, he takes Saul's spear and water jug, then calls out from a distance to show he could have taken Saul's life, but didn't. Saul once again admits he's wrong and blesses David, but David knows Saul's repentance is only going to be short-lived. And then as we turn into chapter 27, we see David moving into Philistine territory. David finally reaches a breaking point. Tired of constantly being hunted by Saul, he moves to Gath. Yep, that's Goliath's old hometown. And he lives under King Achish of the Philistines. He even convinces Achish to give him the town of Ziklag. To keep the Philistines happy, David raids nearby enemies but lies about who he's attacking, making it seem like he's raiding Israelite towns instead. It's a dark, morally gray chapter in David's life. David's survival instincts kick in, but he's also in a spiritually dangerous place. If we kind of look at what all these things mean to us, even the most faithful people can slip into compromise when fear takes the wheel, but God is still at work. We need to stay grounded in Him even when life gets messy. It's easy to kind of turn and cave in on some of the desires of the world around us, but God says to hold fast. And even when we fall, there is this thing called repentance, and He welcomes us back gladly. Be well, friends.